Okay, this is my dating app disaster. All right. I tried to reconcile with my wife. She don't want to reconcile. Okay. In real life, I can't ever date anybody for my job. The way my job works, I can never date anybody for my job. You don't want to do that. And then in reality, I don't know any women. I literally do not know a single available woman. Not one. Zero. In my world, a single available woman is like a unicorn. I could go months and not see a single one. I'm not that social. I mean, I think that all this modern BS about being men like women is not true. In my entire life, I never once saw my father make a phone call. And I'm very much, that wasn't work related. I'm very much like him. I literally make maybe one phone call every 2 or 3 months to talk to another scientist about, ideas about atherosclerosis or molecular biology or something. And, people sometimes call me because someone in their family's sick. And, I'll do what I can to help them with that. But I don't really socialize, if I see a family member, I'll talk to them if they want to talk to me. But we're fundamentally different than women, especially I think a lot of really smart men. I mean, my ideas, my brain's thinking. I got a new idea for writing a book about the brain. I figured out a new theory of brain physiology and disease. And I know I'm right, but I got a lot of work to do. I got to read about 200 papers to be able to convince other people that I'm right, even though I know I am because I've read so much about it already and thought about it so much. But what I'm trying to say is like most of the married women that I know, if they didn't get at least 10 phone calls a day, they would think their phone was broken. Versus, I grew up without a phone. I'm very used to not having one. And I think the secret of why I can think about, I'm like building a system in my head of pathophysiology to understand it. And it's like somebody writing a poem, and I sit around, I make one little correction one day, then I get a new idea the next day. That's where my brain is at. I'm not thinking socially. If anybody wants to talk to me that really knows me or needs to talk to me, they can eventually get a hold of me. But I'm not seeking to talk to anybody. I mean, it's just not my nature. My nurse friend at work, she told me that the only way I'll ever meet a woman is if I go on the dating apps. And I really didn't want to do that because that's sort of a vulgar thing. I don't even have any recent pictures of myself, but I figured, okay, my wife don't want to reconcile. I'll go check out the dating app. I figured the nurse is probably right. So I look at a dating app and I go to the first one and it won't let me sign up because I don't have a phone. It requires sending you a text message. So I'm like, okay, well, screw that. I don't have a phone. So then the second dating app, it lets me sign up, does the initial part of that, but then it says in order to verify a sign up, they have to send me a text message. Well, I don't have a phone, so they can't send me a text message. Okay, so then I go to the third one, and it says you have to pay dollars for a sign up. It's a significant amount of money. And then when I read the fine print, it says they're automatically going to renew it for $958. That's an insane ripoff. So basically it's just a ripoff. So then I go to the fourth one, and it initially pretends to be free. And then it tells you that all these women want to talk to you. And so then it emails you their pictures, and then you look at their pictures, and they're all from like a million miles away. Brazil, Ukraine, other countries, super, super far away. So I put all that in the spam folder. So the bottom line was I looked into this for, an afternoon. The whole time was wasted. I did not communicate with any females. It gave me no reason to think that I ever want to go back to even looking at that stuff again. What I really want is time so I can read. I'm working so much as a clinical medical doctor. That takes a lot of my time. And then I like cranking out these YouTube videos and I like writing these books, but I don't have a whole lot of time beyond that. And it's almost like I wouldn't mind like being in a monastery or something where they would give me research time. I wish there was a real research institute where serious people could do real work. All the ones I've looked into a bunch of them, they're all fake. It's weird, but in the modern world, most things are fake. And I know I'm right about the brain and I want to do it. So what I'm going to do is what I always do. I'll just organize my time and I'll figure out how to do it. And it'll take me longer than I want, but I'll figure out how to do it.